here on the stream. It is 5:25 a.m. and we're going to work on our mobility this morning, or I'm going to work on my mobility this morning. Then I'm going to do some strength, not a lot, with the heavy and the double kettlebells before I go out for a run, because that's I'm going to do this morning. Not a big run, just a slight short jog. Let me just set up the camera here slightly differently so you can see me a bit better. There we are. And we are going to get started. Now I can see on my monitor that actually the stream just started now, maybe, or maybe not. So it's 5:26 a.m. in the meantime here. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine. I slept all right. There was a thunderstorm last night. I think everything is cooling down now. It was nice and hot and stuffy for the last couple of days, especially at the end of the day. And I am going to do some full body mobility work, some double kettlebell work, probably deadlift, squats, maybe some floor presses. And then I'm going to head out for a run or a 30-minute jog, zone 2 cardio. So you're going to do 30 minutes as a light jog, and that's going to be it. That's going to be the start of the day. It is 5:26, and I hope you're doing well. I'm actually just done recording day 2 of the workout for beginners with kettlebell, which I will publish soon. If you haven't seen day 1 yet, go ahead and check it out on my channel. For those of you who want to jump ahead without waiting for that video to release, day 2 is simply adding one more set of the flow and one more set of the swings, 3 repetitions of the flow, 5 repetitions of the swings. And over time, we're going to build up to 5 repetitions of the flow and 10 repetitions of the swing for about 20 minutes of work with a heavier weight, one weight heavier than what we're starting with. But we'll get there over time. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to get started on mobility. Like I always say, I train to live an adventurous, self-sufficient, active life, hopefully into my hundreds, and the training is paying off. Strength training, conditioning training, mobility, to make sure that I'm moving well as I can. And this is not about how I look, but about how I feel, because we're good just the way we are. This is who we are. This is who's brought us where we are today. And we've got to love ourselves before we can move on to anything new. Now, the only way to get anything done, friends, is by showing up and doing the work. So we're going to get started, and hopefully the sound on the mic is better, because I found out after watching and listening to a lot of my live streams that I can actually manage the input volume. So for me, with my loud voice, hopefully the volume right now is a lot better for you, and something that you can, that doesn't hurt your ears or crackle as much as it did on the previous videos. But you can let me know in the comments. You can maybe also let me know. Breathing exercise, breathe in. Not going to look very charming on camera, but it's going to be great, especially for your lower spine. And when we breathe in, really let that midriff or diaphragm push down. And expand. Neck. To do the W. I always feel this one in my left shoulder, despite the fact that we're working on it with the physiotherapist. But we'll figure that out eventually. Over time, it's just a matter of accepting that I'm also not 20 anymore. Of course, I shouldn't forget to work on my hip mobility. Man, this side works harder. I also always start to crawl forward when I do this exercise. I'm not sure if that is the way it's supposed to work. Okay, let's work on the ankles a bit. Now we're going to do some strength training. Wrists also. All of these joints usually don't get as much attention as they maybe deserve. But we should pay attention to them also, because we need them. Otherwise we won't really have them. Straight out, I'm not pointing my knee out to the left, now driving my knee in, and then you can see straight out and driving it in. Same on the other leg. And there we go. All right. Now, a deep sit. Having that full range of motions on the knee, challenging my ankle mobility. It's so nice to be here on a Saturday morning, approaching 6 a.m. You might have heard some noise outside. These are the teenagers who live in the street coming home. And having been a rowdy teenager myself, I'm always torn between empathy and irritation. So I guess perspectives change as you grow in life. It's worth thinking about. Do some Cossack squats. because we can, and then final stretches of the hamstrings, legs, just working on that range of motion. No ambitions being a gymnast, just want to be fit. Let me see the check-in to do with myself, obviously. So if I've done all of the components that I want to do, and I think the answer is yes. So we're going to move on with strength. I'm not going to do every minute on the minute this morning because I'm going for a run in a bit. So I'm just going to take a minute of break between the different sets. We're going to do legs and chest work. And since we're pretty warmed up, I'm just going to bang right in there with 40 kilo deadlifts, alternating with floor presses with the 12 kilo. 5 good repetitions, neutral spine, feeling it in my hamstrings and glutes, bending the bar, activating those lats, thrusting the hip forward. Oh, by the way, deadlifting 40 kilos at a time probably is more than enough for my life goals. I'm working my way up to 48, which is more than half of my body weight. And I think if I understand the literature correctly, my microphone receiver is there in my pocket. That, of course, is not going to work when I lie down on my back. If I understand the literature correctly, that is more than enough for the goals I have in mind. I'm not planning to compete in any powerlifting competitions. The only thing I intend to do is to live an adventurous, long, active, and healthy life. Just realized I don't think I turned the timer back on. Again. Nope. Oh well. So anywhere between 40 and 60% body weight is a good training weight. You can do more, of course. I think if you have different goals, you probably should. But like I said, let's give you the front view of this one. can see what that looks like. But in general, you don't have to train heavy to get good results for general fitness. And general fitness, I mean being able to hike 10 kilometers through the mountains with 15 kilos strapped to my back, or walking up and down the hill to the supermarket with groceries, being tired but not worn out by the time I get back up the hill. Little things in life that you might otherwise experience as impediments. Neutral spine, bracing the core, feeling it in my hamstrings, activating the lats. Boom! Out. Always be mindful when moving the weights. It is 20 kilos. It's not a lightweight. How we're moving it. Use good technique if necessary to pick it up, because we don't want to get injured. We want to train more. That is in the end our goal. I sometimes have a hard time finding a comfortable grip on my left hand side. Second set, on to the final set. And we're going to go out for a run. Because there's joy in that. Also, let's give you the alternative side view. And the run or jog is nothing too special. It's just 30 minutes. Being out, going at a reasonable pace, and trying to stay within that zone 2 of the cardio. My cardio scheme, the max I think is a 188, which I'm going to remeasure again in January, Top Sports Center, like I did this year. So we'll have a good and an interesting case to see if working out for a year really makes any kind of a difference. Glutes, back, So, we would say in Dutch, I can see the Gruffalo snuck its way onto my workout video this morning there in the corner. You can point it out in the comments when you see it. Thanks a lot for joining, friends. I appreciate you dropping by this morning, saying hi, for likes, for waves, for support. I know it's Saturday morning, 5 or 6 a.m. A lot of us have different things to do. This is my goal for the year, so this is what I'm investing and spending my time on also on a Saturday morning after 7 hours of sleep. I hope you're well. I hope you're going to have a good Saturday. Maybe you're already halfway through your Saturday. In that case, I hope you've been doing well and that you're enjoying life. If Saturday is just starting for you, have a great day that you have ahead of you. I hope it will be filled with wonderful, fun things you enjoy that satisfy and fulfill you, whether that's working on one of your pursuits, spending time with family or friends, learning to master anything, or any kind of travel. Have a great day. Like I always say, we're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on. And the only way to get anything done, friends, is by showing up and doing the work. So I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.